good, y'all? Welcome to my review for Skeleton Crew. Yeah, the final episode aired yesterday. Sorry for the delay on this review, man. I kept forgetting this show aired on Tuesdays, man. It would always slip my mind. On Tuesdays, I'd be busy doing other things, and then I'd forget to watch the next episode of Skeleton Crew, man. I was hoping this last week would be like, all right, I'll get it this time. Ended up forgetting it again. So sorry about the delay of this review, man. But honestly, man, overall, Skeleton Crew was really fucking good, man. Like, I was very pleasantly surprised by this. I would not put this on the same level as like Mandalorian or like Andor or Mandalorian, Andor, Book of Boba Fett. You guys know I love that show too. Ahsoka. Like, this is definitely from the Disney Plus shows, the live action Disney Plus shows that Star Wars and released. This was probably maybe my least favorite. I still loved it, but like definitely I preferred the other ones more than this one, man. Which is about on par what I expected, man. Because you guys remember, I think I mentioned this in my reaction. The trailers were during my first impression. I didn't really have much expectations for this show. It looked like it was pretty good, but I really didn't expect nothing from it or really to be that into it all that much. But the show, like I said, the first episode really was a pleasant surprise to me, and it kept that momentum going on through the rest of the series. So yeah, this show was fantastic, man. Honestly, I had a blast with it. I doubt this will get like a second season because I don't know where you can go from this or whatnot. But this was really cool, man. I dug what I liked about this show, and I definitely wouldn't be opposed if they wanted to do like a sequel series, a season 2 where they're like adults and they like join the Jedi Empire, or at least the main kid joins the Jedi and we follow his adventures or something. I mean, I like these kids, man. These kids are pretty cool. I would not be opposed to seeing more of them. Although I'm sure if they ever do make it a future appearance, they'll probably just be in like comics and novels. I highly doubt we'll get to see him in another like TV show or movie, but you never know. You never know. Anyway, but yeah, man. Without further ado, man, let's just jump right into the show itself. So the show is obviously you gotta know this was like John Watts' show. This was definitely his creation, and you can definitely feel that his vision throughout the entire show. But anyway, the show stars Jude Law, Ryan, Kira Armstrong, Kiara Crater, if I'm pronouncing right. Carrie Condon. Is her last name actually Condom? That is unfortunate. If that's actually how it's pronounced, man. If it isn't, thank God. But if it's actually pronounced Condom, I feel so sorry for you. Robert Timothy Smith, Nick Frost, and when the plot of Skeleton Crew is the New Republic group of kids lost in Star Wars Galaxy, desperate to find their way home. First of all, man, the cast is great, man. I thought all the child actors, this is what I meant, I'm pretty sure this is my first impressions as well. All the child actors are great here, man. I thought all of them were really good. Definitely the highlight was the older chick. I forget her name. I forget her name or who are the actors that played her. I forget her name, but she was real much. I think it was like Fem. Yeah, I think it was Fern. Her name was Fern. She was really cool, man. She was definitely the highlight of the show for me, man. And she was really cool, man. She was definitely the highlight. I really like what they did with her character. Like, she was like the bad girl, the like edgy bad girl. Like, God, they're like, oh fuck you, I'm rebel kind of thing, man. But I like what they did with the character. They definitely do humanize her later on into the show, man. She was like, you guys might remember I mentioned my first part. This show felt like something akin to like Breakfast Club, even though I've never seen that movie, except the one Victorious episode that was definitely like a parody or like a reenactment of, or took heavy inspiration from Breakfast Club, like that one episode of Victorious and with Jade. This felt very in line, kind of like that, just going off that one episode of Victorious. But it kind of had that same look and feel like you would see a lot of those kids movies that you would see back in the 80s, man, which honestly, I kind of wish we got more of those, man. It seems like those movies kind of died in the 80s after we got like E.T., you could probably add Temple of Doom in there, kind of, because the short rounds in it, man. The Goonies, obviously, another one. The Sandlot, man. I feel like these movies just, like, died in the 80s, and they didn't bother to continue making these kind of movies in the 90s and the 2000s. I could be wrong, and I just don't know these movies. If I don't, please leave them in the comments. I'd be down to see more, even though I haven't actually seen the Goonies. I did watch The Sandlot at school. They were playing, I think it was like my science class in high school, where they just played the film one day, or might have been another class. I did remember watching it in school, and I love that movie. The Sandlot is fucking awesome. So yeah, Fern was up the highlight for me, man. Of course, 33 SM33, the main droid of the series, man. He is fucking awesome, man. Nick Frost does an amazing job voicing him. I'm assuming he is the voice for him, or unless he was he was in the suit. But he was awesome, man. He was out of all the droids in Star Wars, man. He is definitely one of the better ones. I would say he's one of my personal favorites. Man, R2 will always be the GOAT, along C3, but he's up there, man. He's definitely one of my. If you were to ask me to rank my favorite Star Wars droids, He'd probably be in there, man. He'd probably crack the top 10, man. He was really cool, man. I really dug him, man. Jude Law, obviously, as, you know, the main outlaw of the series, man. He is really good as well. His character is definitely very mysterious, man. I liked, and I thought he did a great performance, man. We do find out later on whether or not he is being force sensitive, which we'll talk a little bit in the spoiler section. I'm not going to go too deep in the spoiler section this time because there really wasn't that much crazy. Like, we don't see any major cameos from other previous Star Wars characters, revelations, or really anything connecting this to any other Star Wars properties, man, besides, you know, besides some small stuff, man. So we're not going to be doing too much in the spoilers discussion, man, but we'll do a little bit of there. We'll talk a little bit there, man, but yeah. I really like what they did with their dynamic, man. I really like how they characterize Fern's character, especially when we get to like the latest episode where you kind of see her start to crack a little bit under the pressure when they start getting onto other planets. Like they go to like this one one casino type planet going on there, man. They end up getting split off, and then she has to try and get back to the ship, man, because Jod, I forget how you pronounce his name, is like doing all this crazy shit, man. It's like trying to rob the place and get as all the treasures he can. He tries to ditch the kids. And that was really cool, man. Her performance really really shined there, man. The main kid, of course, that we follow, he was really good as well, man. And yeah, the cast and crew, the cast for the show, I thought was all really good, man. The practical effects once again fantastic, man. I love the work. I'm assuming this is all done practically. What they did with like, the elephant kid. I don't know if like how they did that. If it was just like all makeup in a suit, or they like did mixed in where like he was a suit, but they may put like an animatronic head over him or something to like to control like, you know, the tusk, the top, whatever the elephant thing, the elephant nose thing is called. I forget what they're called. Called, man, with the eyes and everything, man. But like the effects work is obviously great throughout the show, man. I love the other planets we get to see, man, throughout the show when the kids are on their little venture getting back to Aten. Like we get to see this planet that was basically it's like a home or like a base, I guess you could say, a safe haven, if you want to call it that, for like pirates. That was really cool, man. We get to see this one planet I mentioned before. We get like this casino kind of planet going on there with like this luxurious hotel casino thing going on, man. That was pretty cool when we get to see what's inside there. But like probably my favorite one was like this one like more abandoned, like desolate, like isolated moon or other planet that just like this one owl chick is just chilling in her observatory. That I thought was pretty cool. I liked what we saw of that, man. We get to see this other planet where they have like a bunch of kid soldiers on there as well. That one was a really good episode. That might have been like my second favorite, if not my personal favorite episode of the series, man. That episode was really fucking good. I love with the kid soldiers, man. That was really cool. It's like, what the fuck, kid soldiers? What the hell is this? You know? So that was pretty crazy. But yeah, man. Another thing I love about this show, man, it just feels like a love letter to Star Wars. Because, like, I think I might have mentioned this in my first part. I might have not because it was spoilers. But I love the fact that the kid is like the main kid that we follow, man. He is like a massive Star Wars. He's like a Jedi fanboy. He's like constantly reading this tablet thing that tells tales of the Jedi, man. And like we said, we see him with like his friend pretending they're Jedis doing play with imaginary lightsaber, which we have all done at least once. You are not a real Star Wars fan unless you've done imaginary lightsaber fights with your friends or a relative or something, man. So that was really cool, man. The show was just a lot of fun, man. Just a blast to watch from start to finish, man. I had a really, like I said, I did not think I was going to enjoy this show as much as I did, but it was actually ended up being really good, man. And yeah, that's about everything I can get into without getting into spoilers, because there are some problems I have with the show, man, but that gets into spoilers, so I'll leave them for there. But yeah, man, overall, I give the show a 9 out of 10, man. Like I said, I had a blast. If you were not really that pleased, that interested from the trailer, man, I recommend you guys go back and watch it. All 8 episodes are up on Disney Plus right now, so you can go and watch it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by it. I certainly was. I was not expecting to enjoy the show as much as I did. But yeah, as always, guys, I'll get into spoiler discussion now, so if you guys do not want to get spoiled, leave. Anyway, guys, so let's talk about Jod, I don't know how you pronounce this. I forget how you pronounce his name. We find out that the dude, because we've seen the first episode, the dude is obviously force sensitive. At first, I didn't know because the characters Fern mentions that he might be using like magnets or something to control it, but then later on, which was a fair point, but as you see later on the show, it's very obvious the dude is indeed force sensitive and he can use the force, and we see him later on in the show being able to like use a lightsaber when when they invade At-Aten, and they like when they finally get back to At-Aten, he like takes over the planet for a bit to get the credits in there. Which that whole episode was phenomenal as well, man. I really liked the final episode as well. And we can see like one thing, and when they finally start to rebel against him, man, they get the power back on and going and trying to fight, and or right before, like right when they like when he first gets caught, when they meet up with like I think the secretary or like one of the leaders of this place, and he's just like an AI, and they like have the robots, the robots in there, man, the droids go in there and try to take him in, but he obviously cuts the power and kills the supreme intelligence AI thing by just shoving the lightsaber into its where its eye is. He's like dodging the attacks and everything, so he's obviously very well versed with the lightsaber, which I mentioned earlier was in the latest episode. So I was also kind of curious of like, is this dude a Jedi? Is he just some guy that just happened to be Force sensitive and taught himself? Was he a Sith in training or something but abandoned them? Like, what the fuck is this dude's deal? And we do find that he was indeed a Jedi. He was like he was more or less like a street rat, just trying not to starve. A Jedi found him and said he had potential, but then of course his master got gunned down during Order 66, and the Empire made him watch them gun down his master. So obviously from there he then turned to a life of piracy. So that obviously explains how he's Force sensitive. We also get to see a lightsaber in the show, man. They find on the casino luxury planet. Where they find them while they're in the room with the treasures, as they're going through like this pirate's journal trying to find the coordinates to At-Aten. They go in there, man, and they find a lightsaber in there. We don't know whose lightsaber this is, who this belonged to, why this lightsaber was even in there, man. And we get the moment where we see like the kid's about to like turn it on, like have his badass lightsaber mode. He like literally, but he has like the blade point downwards and just like bounces right out of his head as soon as he turns it on. And then the other guy gets him, then he starts using it properly. But the kid does get his start lightsaber moment in the final episode, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, man, that's about all I wanted to mention, man. Now, as far as the problem with the show I wish we got to see like actual like flashbacks to this instead of him just saying that he was like a street rat, trying not to starve and whatnot. He was found by a Jedi and then trained before Order 66. I would have liked seeing some actual flashbacks for that, man. Like just see him, the Jedi that trained him, that would have been cool, man. I would have liked to see some flashbacks to him actually being trained by this Jedi and like how what happened right afterwards he got, his master was gunned down, like how he escaped the Empire and all that and became, a smuggler. I would have liked to know that. Maybe they'll do that, and maybe they'll do it for a comic or something. I don't fucking know. They might do a novel on his backstory where they go fully in depth about this kind of thing because, Star Wars and the EU, that's kind of their thing. But yeah, man, that's about all I got for you guys today, man. Like I said, the show was a blast, man. Like I said, it was a very pleasant surprise. I did not expect I was going to enjoy the show as much as I did. And yeah, Skeleton Crew is awesome, man. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me socially if you feel like it. Links are below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.